Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So DOKKANFEST Master Roshi is here. I think he should be pretty good. I've seen a lot of people be like, oh my god, he's so terrible and stuff like that. But like, bro, he's a support. Like, he's a leader support character. Like, these are always great. You know, I think of the golden days of AGL Kid Gohan and how fire he was. I feel like Roshi should be kind of a similar type of character, a similar type of leader, which will make Roshi's team very fun, provided that his team actually gets significant buffs. I do think Videl's ZZA is going to be coming for this celebration for Roshi. Videl's ZZA, to me, with her being on the banner, I would say it's like a 90% chance or something like that. And, I mean, I don't know why it's so controversial, but it looks like Super EZA Kid Goku is also going to be getting his Super EZA during the celebration. So it looks like it's going to be pretty good. With those two additions to his team, plus, of course, we have the UI Gokus and we've got the Bulmas, we'll have a nice little foundation. I mean, we could try and toy around with, like, Yamcha and Path to Power Kid Goku, although I'm not really too sure about them, but we could see. Alright, so we have Roshi at 55%. Let's go ahead and hop into an event and see how effective DOKKANFEST Master Roshi is. Wait. I'm a goose. I'm a silly goose. Roshi is a DOKKANFEST TUR, which means sticker time. I cannot believe I only have 9 stickers, man. The loss of Chain Battle hurt me so much when it comes to stickers. That's so crazy. I guess, to be fair, like a lot of the Super EZAs so far, I do not have all those old DOKKANFEST stickered either, so I'm gonna have to be very cautious with those. The sticker doesn't really look too great here. I like the flashing for the Kamehameha, like the lines is good, but I feel like the bowls of energy maybe could look a little bit better. Maybe it looks okay. I mean, it looks okay. It looks okay. All right, let's hop in. Let's see how good DOKKANFEST Roshi looks at 55%.
Hello, わしは亀仙人じゃ。
Alrighty. DOKKANFEST Master Roshi Kami-Sennin. Let's go. Alright, so I think that Roshi should be a pretty effective character. Now, one of the big things about him is he is going to be functioning as a support. I think that's one of the really big things about him. Now, remember, this is a 55% video, so we, of course, are jumping in, right? Level 1 links, no equips. I guess I am a tad concerned, actually, because there was only one Roshi on the friends list. So, like, if we die, like, that's GG. So, you know, let's hope that we don't. Only 5 orbs right here. Yeah, even when you're a rainbow orb changer, it's hard to get 7. All right, let's hit this right here. Let's do our best right here. I may be a tad concerned because, again, the God event stages is what I'm jumping into here. What is Roshi at? 168k defense. All right, let's just get this first rotation in. See how we do, and then we'll talk about what Roshi is actually doing on the next turn. Now, the good thing about Roshi's team is we are going to be able to have, like, full power LR Bulma. We're going to be able to have, you know, Roshi support. Like, we're going to have support just everywhere. That was a unit super attack with Bulma right there is what that was. Okay, there's a little bit of damage. We get an additional right there. 8 million, huh? Just on the additional? Okay. This is 55% link level 1, right? There's a crit. He's at double digits. A super attack would probably scare me, though. Alright, cool. Cool. Oh, shit. Okay. Alright, let's see. 55%. 134k? Huh. That's 55. Like, obviously, like, 55%, link level 1. It's like, okay, like, maybe we could take a little bit of damage there, but, like, damn, he kind of took it like a champ right there. Okay. So, remember, when Roshi shows up for the first 7 turns, he gets 30% damage reduction. And then on super attack, he gets another 20% damage reduction. That's the thing with Roshi in slot 2 or 3. He is going to be cooking in terms of his defensive ability. All right, so one thing about this team, though, I actually think what's funny is I saw a lot of negativity towards Roshi when I think he's very similar to Rose to an extent, in that just like Rose, both Roshi and Rose will not be able to help you with the most important thing right now, which is slot 1 defense. But both Rose and Roshi can really hold their own, and their teams both, I mean, will struggle a bit slot 1. I mean, we're better off on Roshi's team than we are on Super Bosses, because at least we have both UI Gokus, but remember, the UI Goku characters are dodge or die. They're going to fail eventually. Like, it's HL UI very, very, like, less so, but, I mean, Tech UI Goku is gonna get caught. So let's take a look at the friend Roshi right here. So we got, wow, some actually decent link levels. We've got some equips on there as well. Okay, seems good. A little bit of dodge, a little stuff like that. All right, so, I mean, we could start talking about Roshi. Now, one of the big things about Roshi, and I do feel like a lot of times characters being powerful supports can tend to go kind of like, you know, over people's heads, right? But like Roshi is giving 2 key 50% attack and defense to all Turtle School and Peppy Gal allies. So one thing to keep in mind is that does not include Dragon Ball Saga, which of course is one of his leader skills. Roshi is essentially leading 3 leader skills: Peppy Gal, Turtle School, and Dragon Ball Saga are going to be his. All right, so this is going to be a good turn for us. We have Path to Power Kid Goku here. Now, you know what's funny is Path to Power Kid Goku, he actually probably isn't going to be a good idea to really rock in here, because Path to Power Kid Goku is not Turtle School. He's not on the Turtle School category. So, I mean, he is going to be able to get the buffs from, like, the Bulma's support is going to be up for him, but he's not going to be getting any buff. Like, Path to Power Kid Goku's not going to be getting Roshi's support, which is going to be a little bit unfortunate. Now, Roshi does have his active skill, though. That's just all allies, which is going to be really, really nice. All right, let's see what this friend Roshi gets right here. Again, this is a 55% Roshi. See if he gives us anything nice right here. 7 million. Here we get to see the unit super attack for the Krillin and Goku. All we need for this one is just a Kid Krillin or a Kid Goku. And then we'd be able to activate that unit super attack right there. Now, the unit super attack was actually updated from when we initially saw the character's data until like the data download happened. So both unit super attacks are actually exactly the same. Roshi will stack attack by 30%, 50% defense for 1 turn, immense damage, and then he has a 70% chance to stun. 70% chance to stun. Is what Roshi has on both his Bulma unit super and the Kid Goku and Krillin unit super. We did, of course, see the Bulma unit super on turn 1. Now we'll be able to see this right here. So, again, we could have Roshi just continue to stack up. Now, I'm not sure how well this is going to work for Bulma. Like, I think LR Bulma is going to be a very effective character. But running her slot 1 against a big, like, Beerus hits hard. So, I don't know about running Bulma on slot 1 against this Beerus right here. But Bulma is going to be getting juiced up like crazy. Now, we do have Bunny Bulma. She's also at 50. I kept her at 55% for this video as well. Occasionally, if the banner unit is potentially really important for the Dokkan Fest, I'll, bring the ban. And, to make it fair, 55% Dokkan Fest video, I'll bring the banner unit at 55% as well. Bunny Bulma, though, I mean, I think she is going to be a huge dupe-dependent character. Bunny Bulma is also true dodge or die again. So we're going to want Bunny Bulma to have as much dodge as you potentially can. I do think, by the way, that both Dokkan Fest Roshi and Bunny Bulma, to me, feel like just obvious full dodge characters. Same with LR Bulma as well. Like, this entire rotation we're rocking right here should just be full dodge. Full dodge is what you're going to want to do. Okay, so let's see how this is going to look. This Beerus hits, like, super hard. Ridiculously hard. So we're going to have to be very, very, very careful here. Alright, so there's Roshi again. Remember, Roshi is continuing to stack attack. I mean, stacking attack isn't the biggest deal for him, but I guess it will allow him to function a little bit better in, like, maybe the Goku and Frieza fight, right? I mean, look at the numbers he's doing right here. He's going to be easily doing enough damage against Goku and Frieza. Alright, I do not know how we'll eat this super attack. Beerus hits way harder than Hellas does. Alright, let's see. Whew, okay. Beerus hits really hard. So that's not too surprising to see. Once we're rainbowed Link level 10. Yeah, see, dude, bro. Oh my god. I just am locked in an infinite war with my comment section. Guys. Like, I've clicked this, and I've clicked both options. Like, I get comments that are like, isn't this dummy Truth gonna realize he could just click the box and it won't show up anymore? Guys, I have, man. It never stops. It never stops popping up. All right, now, the problem, though, is... Huh. It's not another Roshi. There's no other Roshis. We got no Master Roshis on the friends list. None. I'm sure there is a stage with Master Roshi in it. Let me just go ahead and jump in and find a stage where we'll be able to get this. Now, I'm not sure exactly how hard that Beerus hits, but I do think he is approaching 3 million damage super attack level, by the way. I think he is. But it's hard to tell with that Beerus, because he does have, like, a territory and stuff like that, right? So it gets a little bit harder to tell. Plus, he does also have the Kid Buu mechanic as well. So I just want to... I can't find the event. Hold on. Yeah, just real quick, I want to flash this. Now, I know we did die, but, I mean, Roshi ate 500k to that. Now, keep in mind, this guy's getting damage just like Kid Buu. So we hit him several times. He has his massive domain buff. Plus, he has this. So, I don't know, like, what is the equivalent of how hard that super attack hit. I'm not sure. But that's definitely 2.5 million plus. Especially when you add in this as well. So, that was a 55% Link level 1 Roshi. And he ate it for 500k. To me, that does seem very promising. That this is going to be like a support character who's going to be able to go toe-to-toe with potentially 3 million damage super attacks. That looks good. Because, again, that was only 55% Link level 1. Once he's rainbowed, I mean, maybe we could toy around with defensive equips and stuff like that. Roshi seems like he'll be very good. Because, again, he's a support. Support characters that are good enough to run like that, like, I always feel like I want to run them. That's why I'm always running Broly, Chai, and Lemmo, right? So, all right, let me just find another friend, Roshi. Obviously, we did not get nearly enough footage. We didn't talk about Roshi enough. We're going to have to find another Roshi, hop back in. All right, guys, finally I found another Roshi. Kind of tough. I mean, makes sense when Roshi just came out only 2 hours ago, basically. Okay, let's just quickly go over, like, kind of like some of the stuff that he's doing. And then we can kind of, you know, continue on. We need to see the active skill. We got to see a bunch of stuff. So, Link set is probably going to be a bit of an issue for Roshi. It doesn't become as important, I found, for either elite defensive characters. So, think of maybe, like, I don't know, Tech Caulifla, right? Her Links are not really going to end up being that big of a deal. And then also support type characters. Links could be, you know, think of maybe, like, Chi-Lai or something like that. Like, characters like that, Links aren't, like, the biggest deal. But when we're talking about, like, all right, let's bash the boss's head in with LR, you know, 9th anniversary LR Broly, like, Links are going to be important for him to help build up that damage. But Like that, it's not gonna be as much of an issue for Roshi, I'm thinking. So he has Turtle School, Infighter, Supreme Warrior, Kamehameha, World Tournament Champion, Incredible Adventure, and Fierce Battle. World Tournament Champion, of course, being a terrible Link. It has nothing to do with the stats it gives as much as the roster. I mean, 23rd World Tournament Goku is a hell no. No way, no way. We're not. 23rd World Tournament Goku, Pat the Power Kid Goku. Like, these characters, like, that's like the final character on the team. We could try it, but they will probably get us killed, right? That's kind of the way they will probably get us killed. So Roshi has the 3 different super attacks. We've actually already seen all 3. His normal super attack, he gets 30% attack and defense for 1 turn, and then he does the immense damage. He obviously gets a stack if he does either unit super. We went over both of those. Both unit super attacks are exactly the same. The original Twitter info for Roshi, the Kid Goku and Kid Krillin unit super had a 50% chance to stun, and the Bulma unit super has a 70% chance to stun, but it has since been upgraded. Both of them are now exactly the same, both of them with a 70% chance to stun. Okay, so interesting thing about, like, Roshi fighting Kid Buu, as long as we will get the unit super attacks, Roshi will be able to damage Kid Buu there. Okay, sure. Then in terms of the passive here for our GOAT, he has 30% damage reduction for the first 7 turns. That is fine. I don't think that will be, like, a huge issue. I mean, it means Roshi would potentially struggle badly against Red Zone movie Boss Rush, since not only is it, going to be longer than 7 turns, but then at the very end, I mean, you have Broly, who's class disadvantage, type disadvantage, 1 million normals, and a 3 million super. That would be brutal for Roshi, for sure. Then, Roshi gets 150% attack and defense at the start of turn. As long as there's 2 allies in the Turtle School team, besides Roshi, Roshi gets 3 ki, 20% damage reduction, and 150% attack and defense on super attack, and he gets a guaranteed additional super. So that's really big. So you need to make sure you have 2 Turtle School allies besides Roshi. If you're running Roshi's team, that means you only need 1 more, right? Now, Roshi also has 82% attack and defense for each ally in the Peppy Gal category in the rotation. So that turn against Beerus, we did have those full stats up for sure. But I think the biggest thing for Roshi is to ensure that you have the 2 Turtle School allies on the team. I mean, maybe Roshi could struggle a bit if we're going to do a full Peppy Gal. Well, it wouldn't even be a full Peppy Gal run led by Roshi, right? Like, if there was a, beat it with a full Peppy Gal team, like, we couldn't use Roshi as a leader. It's more so just like a goofy thing. Like, him leading Peppy Gal is, it's just meant to be like a gag, basically, or something like that. So we have that. Then if there's a Bulma on rotation, Roshi gets an extra 82% attack and a high chance to crit. So again, it's very important to have LR Bulma and potentially Bunny Bulma. The good news is that LR Bulma is very effective, not really in slot 1 so much, but as long as she's not in slot 1, she is quite effective, I think, still. And then finally, he has the support. We'll do a couple of turns here, and then we can talk about the active skill, too, for Roshi. So let's go ahead and get some rotations in. We'll just go ahead and skip around a little bit. Again, we did see a difficult event. Roshi, to me, seems promising from what we saw, but, I mean, once I have him Rainbow Link level 10, maybe it's not going to cut down, like, that damage as much as I would like, or maybe we'll have issues. We'll see. I do think we, when we do, like, the Roshi World Tour and stuff like that, I do think we potentially could have issues, but it would be the UI Goku's not dodging. That's what I think the problems we would encounter are. By the way, Roshi's animations look so good. Like, I'm not insane, right? These are, like, ridiculously high-quality animations. It's actually pretty crazy how good they look. All right, so we'll do this Roshi turn right here, and then we'll just skip, come back next turn. And, of course, we do need to still get the active skill here in the video as well. Obviously, Roshi will double-digit tank that. Yep, perfect, perfect. And then here's the friend Roshi back here. This one, of course, didn't have any links activated. But once we've got all the bells and whistles for him, he is obviously going to look very good. Yeah, remember, the unit super attack does give him a 70% chance to stun. Would be very good for, you know, potentially Battlefield, Super Battle Road, things like that. Alright, guys, let's go ahead and get a few more rotations from Master Roshi. Next turn, we're going to be able to use Roshi's active skill, right? So the active skill is starting from the third turn from the start of battle. So again, it's start of battle too, not any of the start of turn nonsense. And HP's below 70%. So if our HP's below 70%, you know, turn 3 or 4 will be able to proc it. And then if not, it's turn 5 from the start of battle. So that's really good that we do have a character coming out now who doesn't have the start of turn nonsense that we've seen so much of, right? He just has, you know, start a battle. I think that's kind of a way that Dokkan is gonna, you know, when you want to talk about artificial difficulty or some shit like that, like I've seen people throw that term out, you know, just because the boss hits hard or some shit. And it's like, that's not artificial difficulty. Artificial difficulty would be attempt limits. Plus, making it to where, oh, your Tech UI Goku started in slot 7? Well, you can't transform with him then, can ya? That would be artificial difficulty. And that's seemingly what Dokkan is trying to really push, I think. Just judging by how things are going. Alright, so, I mean, even at 55% Link level 1, we could see, I mean, doing a bunch of additionals, as long as he's next to a Bulma, I mean, we're going to have nice chances to crit. We're going to have 2 Bulmas who are very effective as well. Both Bunny Bulma and LR Bulma will easily be able to be run. Bunny Bulma could definitely be caught if she doesn't dodge. LR Bulma, I don't know. I mean, as long as LR Bulma's not in slot 1, I should be able to handle herself effectively, but I suppose these bosses are now hitting so hard nowadays that, like, even LR Bulma could potentially get walloped. I mean, it's definitely a thing, right? Actually, just real quick, I'm going to go ahead and toss out UI Goku's domain right here. Okay, so now with Tech UI Goku's domain, this will buff Roshi a little bit. And next turn, we could pop Roshi's active, and we'll kind of see what he's going to look like, right, with the UI Goku domain up. We're not going to get the full buff up. Remember that in order to get the full buff from the domain, I mean, Roshi's going to get the 15% attack and defense because he's super class. But then there's an extra 15% attack for Realm of Gods allies, which that is something we're not going to have access to. But we'll be able to pop the active skill and sort of see what Roshi's going to be able to do next turn. All right, guys, so we have the domain up right here. We have a very strong turn, too. We're going to have Bulma support. We got Bunny Bulma support. I mean, this is the thing about this team. I mean, if we would get... man, I mean, Tech UI Goku is phenomenal for this team. So is AGL UI. I would probably like that last slot right there, like just for the showcase, I have Path to Power Kid Goku. I was thinking maybe Tournament of Power Android 18 could be another potential good run, you know, because she obviously would be able to be very good defensively, provided that you've got the Battle of Wits ally in rotation, which not LR Roshi, but DOKKANFEST Roshi is. But like kind of like that last slot. Like, I do wish we had one more very top-tier DOKKANFEST or LR who was just, like, a strong defensive slot 1 type character. Like, for example, if this was Beast Gohan, right? Like, that would be very good for us, right? What a shock, what a shock. But yeah, all right, so let's go ahead and pop the active skill right here for Roshi. This is... I mean, I don't know if I want to call it one of the stronger active skills in the game, because I could say that about so many different active skills. But, I mean, this is a really busted active. This will recover HP by 50%, gives 3 ki to all allies for 1 turn, and then all allies for the turn get a 30% attack and defensive buff. So, I mean, this is kind of like juiced LRB Pan or something like that. Like, this is a really powerful active skill here.
よく動き、よく学び、よく遊び、よく食べて、よく休む。これが神川流の修行じゃ。
Alright, so now we're going to have some nice juiced increased stats right here. Again, we got LR Bulma support. We're going to have Bunny Bulma support. So let's go ahead and see what Dokkan Fest Roshi looks like in this situation. We also have a full Peppy Gal lineup as well. I mean, remember, Roshi does get the extra 82% attack and defense for each Peppy Gal ally in rotation. I mean, perhaps one of the Roshis could potentially get caught if, like, we wouldn't have any Peppy Gal allies in rotation. I mean, his stats would be less. But, I mean, he's always going to be in slot 2 or 3. I don't think it's going to be too easy for him to get killed in slot 2 or 3. Like, I feel like people will talk about, like, oh, but Goku and Frieza's damage. Well, right now, Goku and Frieza are locked to supering in slot 1. That's not really an issue. And what about Cell Max? Cell Max, deep in the fight, when he's 3 million, is also locked to slot 1. Like, that's why slot 1 is so important. That's why I talk about it so much. It's because the biggest bosses are basically all locked to supering in slot 1. It's how the game works right now. So, you know, I mean, some of them, like Blue Gogeta, could super in slot 2 or 3. Kid Buu could as well. And, I mean, of course, there's the Blue Kaioken Goku Evolution Blue Vegeta fight. But, again, you guys kind of get the point, right? So there's Master Roshi. We went over him. Now, I think one thing that kind of gets lost to people, and especially as I see people turn on the private server and go, oh my god, he's mid. It's like, understand that Roshi is a support character, right? So he's actually, like, it's not just like on that turn the damage Roshi is doing, but remember, he's also giving support to the rest of the team. That's why a team like this could function well, because we have both Bulmas and both Roshis as ridiculous support characters. So then the other three, you know, we'd have the 2 UI Gokus, and then I don't know who the third one would be. We could run STR UI Goku. We could run Dragon Fist. I mean, Yamcha would probably die pretty easily, but we could try it. You know, Android 18 is a possibility. But there's going to be so much support just encompassing the entire team that the team is going to be able to look pretty good. So, I'm not really too sure. I think Roshi is solid. Again, probably somewhere around the Rose level, I think, is where he's going to be. One thing I've found with Rose is that Rose really has not been too bad defensively in, like, slot 2 or 3. I feel like I have very few deaths with Rose in slot 2 or 3. You know, it's definitely happened, but it's not, like, he's not, like, a 0 in slot 2 or 3. And I think the same thing with Roshi as well. Alright, guys, so there was Dokkan Fest Master Roshi. Seems fine, but I mean, this is a perfect time for me to tell y'all, if you're on JP, make sure you guys are skipping. Skip. He seems good, but is this guy necessary? Definitely not. Good representation, though. So, yep, here was Dokkan Fest Roshi. Let's go ahead and take a look at the details for this silly Billy Master Roshi here. So this is, what is this? Turtle Hermit leading the next generation. That's what that is. Master Roshi. Leader skill is Peppy Gals, gets 200% stats and 3 ki. And then Turtle School and Dragon Ball Saga that do not have Peppy Gal category allies get 3 ki and 170%. And then Bond, a Master and a Disciple, and Kamehameha that, again, don't interact with Peppy Gals get the extra 30% attack and defense. His 12 ki super attack is what? The Turtle Hermit Assault or something like that? It's 30% attack and defense for 1 turn, and then he does immense damage. 18 ki is the Master and Disciple Kamehameha. He stacks 30% attack, 50% defense for 1 turn, immense damage, and a high chance to stun. And then he could do that if there's a Kid Goku or Kid Krillin in the rotation. We did see that in the video. And then he also has a max power Kamehameha, which is the exact same thing. It looks like the wording is not yet fixed in the database, but you could see 70% chance to stun, 70% chance to stun. Like, it's maybe the wording is just not updated right here yet, but the two supers are the same. They're exactly the same, right? The only difference is the animation is different if we have Kid Goku and Krillin, or if we've got Bulma on the rotation. And of course, the max power Kamehameha, 30% attack stack, 50% defense for 1 turn, immense damage, and 70% chance to stun, which both actually do. Now, attack stacking is usually not a big deal. Like, I just don't really care about it. Unless a character has a big, like, you know, nuking active skill or something like that. Like, Tech Vegeta stacking attack is like, yes, dude, because it makes that big bomb, the big bang hit like a big bomb, right? Like, it's like, yes, I love attack stacking. But, like, Roshi doesn't have one of these big things to build up for. But, I mean, where it can be handy is, let's say the hardest fight in the game had a 10 million damage threshold. Oh, wait, it does. So, I mean, I'll take the attack stacking if it's going to push Roshi up above the damage threshold and allow him to really be able to do damage to Goku and Frieza. That would be good. That's going to be good. So there's those. His passive skill, Cheerful Hermit. So he activates an intro, and then he gets 30% damage reduction for 7 turns. He gets 150% attack and defense at the start of turn. If there's 2 Turtle School allies on the team besides yourself, so besides Master Roshi, there's 2 other Turtle School category allies on the team. Roshi gets 3 ki, 20% damage reduction, 150% attack and defense on super, and then a guaranteed additional super. So that's pretty big. For every Peppy Gal category character in the rotation, Roshi gets 82% attack and defense. If there's a Bulma on the rotation, Roshi gets an extra 82% attack and a high chance to crit, 50% chance to crit. And then Roshi gives 2 ki and 50% attack and defense to Turtle School and Peppy Gal category allies besides himself. So Roshi is not getting the ki and the buffs right there. Not really a big deal, though, because it's still hitting the allies, which is fine. Judging by the numbers we saw from Roshi in this video, at 55% Link Level 1, he seems like he's going to be very good to me, I think. Because, again, we saw him take 500k from a really... Like, that Beerus is the hardest hitting God of Destruction. And, I mean, we ate it well. So, yeah, like, I don't know. I think he seems like he's going to be pretty solid. Then he has this active skill, which could be one of the better active skills in the game. That's not a Ghost Usher or a Giant or something like that. This is Teachings of the Turtle Hermit. So you get 50% HP recovery, 3 ki for all allies for 1 turn, and then 30% attack and defense for all allies for 1 turn. Very, very powerful. Really strong ability. And then you could pop that 3rd turn from the start of battle if HP is under 70%, or 5th turn from the start of battle. So nice condition. Again, start a battle, not start a turn. None of that nonsense. Beautiful. His link set is Turtle School, Infighter, Supreme Warrior, Kamehameha, World Tournament Champion, The Incredible Adventure, and Fierce Battle. So there's that. In terms of 200% teams, so this is bad. I mean, Orange Piccolo is good enough to work. So we could run Orange Piccolo, Roshi, Beast Gohan. Like, you have to run those 3. And then, I mean, Roshi needs another 2 Turtle School allies, so we grab the 2 UI Gokus, and we'd still have room for 1 more character. I mean, that would work pretty easily. When we do the long video, I do try and do other teams. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, bro, like, bro, some of the shit I heard. People were hating on me heavily for running... For Topo with his intro on super bosses. It's like, guys, listen, maybe this is crazy to some of y'all, but we're gonna use more teams than just the same 6 lineup. Like, we're not just gonna run, like, all right, let's run max power superhero, the same optimal 6 every single run. Like, no, we're gonna use some different teams. Like, we could give it a try. I mean, double Yamcha, I don't know. Like, these characters are mostly all just dead. Even Orange Piccolo is now actually starting to feel the effects of power creep. For the first time, base Power Awakening Piccolo is now. In, like, the Goku and Frieza fight and the Blue Kaioken Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta fight. Even Power Awakening Piccolo is starting to feel it. So, this is, again, if you're going to use Roshi at max power, it's pretty much got to be on his own team. We can run Roshi on Broly's leader skill, as well as Beast Gohan's leader skill, but remember, you are going to need another 2 Gokus as well. Like, so it's not going to work on Broly's team. We could run him on Beast Gohan's team pretty easily, though. Then here, of course, are his best linking partners. For the most part, it's not really looking too good. I think Kid Goku should Super Easy A. A lot of people are just in denial about that, but I really do think it seems fairly obvious. I could be wrong. I mean, I'm not perfect, but it seems to me fairly obvious that this guy's going to super easy A, and then Videl's going to be the regular easy A. Let's see, the multiplier is 150%. I mean, I guess that makes a lot of sense right there. And then jumping over Roshi, we could take a look at his category teams here. So Roshi, of course, is on the Turtle School team. You would think Turtle School would be better, but I mean, this is just what happens when they reset the meta every year with bosses that are doubling in strength. This is what happens. You'd think Turtle School would be super crazy, but I mean, there's not that many options, right? Even DRAGONFEST even begins to get a little iffy, and this guy just came out, so that's why I'm not a fan of them going crazy with the events all the time. I'm not. I can handle it, like with my teams and my lineups and stuff, but like I think sometimes like the power creep this year was good, but I'm not really looking to see 8 million super attack bosses in 2025. They don't need to do a huge power creep next year. So like 7th anniversary had the huge power creep. In the 8th year, 2023, they didn't really go too crazy. Like Fusion Zamasu is definitely the hardest fight at the end of the year, but it's not like Fusion Zamasu was like, 70 times above the level of like, some of the bosses in 2022 or something like that, right? Like he was definitely harder, but like it wasn't like a super, like the gap between Fusion Zamasu to like, some of these Supreme Magnificent Battle fights is just like head spinning, right? Like the bosses are doing damn near double the second phase Fusion Zamasu's damage, like turn 1, basically. Like it's crazy. So it's hopefully they do slow down a little bit. I don't think it's so good when they're just killing 90% of the game every year. That's not a good idea. But yeah, Turtle School right there. Then Roshi's also on the Boyhood Saga or Dragon Ball Saga category. I mean, this is obviously just like no. In terms of good characters here, we have Roshi, we have Bunny Bulma, we have LR Bulma, and then that's pretty much it. Not really too much more, past that. So there's Dragon Ball Saga. So there's the Dragon Ball Saga team. Then Roshi is also on Bond of Master and Disciple. Here's a team he's on. Beast Gohan obviously leads it. I mean, we could do that, right? We run him on Beast Gohan's team. We get the UI Gokus from Superhero. I mean, we certainly could do that, I suppose. Then there's also the Kamehameha. Hello? When does Kamehameha get a real team, man? Jeez, dude. Can we get, like, why, dude, Kamehameha, Bond to Master, or, no, Kamehameha, Bond to Parent and Child, and Earthbred Fighter. What the F, Dokkan? Those are the main, like, people want Kamehameha as a leader skill, man. Give it to us. They don't give us a Kamehameha, I don't get it. It's stupid. Then there's Full Power. Broly obviously leads this, so Roshi's on Broly's team. But Roshi, you could live without Peppy Gals, but you do have to have the 2 Turtle School allies. So that would be an issue for Broly's team. Because it's like, well, yeah, I think that potentially could be an issue there. But there's that. Roshi, of course, is also on the Earthling category team, too. Sure. Then Roshi is on Battle of Wits. That was, the leader skill that Orange Piccolo leads Battle of Wits, obviously. Now, remember, one thing about this is that Tech Sub-EZA Android 18, she is looking very good, very powerful. So Roshi could potentially pair up well with her. So that's going to be good there. And then finally is Earthbred Fighters. Again, please, Dokkan, how about we get a leader for Earthbred Fighters? That'd be pretty good. So there we go. By the way, Roshi is not on the World Tournament category. I guess that does make sense since it's Jackie Chun who fights in there, but his, like, the active skill is literally when he's training, Goku and Krillin for the World Tournament, but, whatever, it's not a big deal. So, yeah, Roshi seems pretty good. I think, my initial thoughts seem the same with him. I would probably rank this guy as the 5th best DOKKANFEST TUR. I do think the top 4 are a level above this guy and a level above Rose. Topo, Vegeta, Fat Boo, and Super Saiyan 3 Goku are a level above those 2. But Roshi, he definitely seems in line with Rose. I think that they have the same flaw, which is that they can't go slot 1, And, I mean, slot 1 on their team potentially could get bullied. That's the big problem for super bosses. And that, I think, potentially could be a problem for Roshi's team as well. So, let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch y'all next time.